wonderful turnout, and man, I'm really so glad to see so many young people here. And we'll be talking today about just how this all impacts future generations. And I think having this kind of showing today is really an example of how important that really is. So give me a couple minutes. I just want to kind of set the tone and talk a little bit about the conference. First off, we're just excited to host the conference here at the farm this year. And it's gifted by our Delaware Department of Agriculture's own secretary, Scoos. Is he around? Is he in the back? He's not here? Okay. Let's give it a warm applause anyway for assisting with this conference. Last year, we hosted the inaugural Black Farmers Conference on DSU's main campus, which was focused on education and awareness of USDA NRCS resources. This year, we celebrate the Black, Indigenous, and People of Color, BIPOC, community, and the strides we made in securing these funds to underserved community, which marks a significant milestone in advancing equitable resources and support for farmers who have historically been left out of mainstream agricultural policies and resources. This ongoing progress is a testament to the resilience and activism within the BIPOC farming community and to the vital role that advocacy, education, and collective action have played in securing these much needed resources. The BIPOC Farmers Conference has had a profound impact on underserved farmers and historically Black colleges and universities in several key areas. These impacts range from providing direct support to farmers to fostering academic and economic opportunities in agriculture for communities that have historically been marginalized. Here are some of the primary ways in which this conference has made a significant difference. One is with access to resources and education. Another is policy, advocacy, and representation. Strengthening economic opportunities is another means by which this has been supported. Support for HBCUs and agricultural education, cultural and community building, and lastly, inspiring future generations of farmers. And I think we see our future generations sitting in front of us. Could our students stand so we can just recognize you? Undergrads, grads, high school students, everyone. The presence of tomorrow's next generation of farmers and agricultural students at these events help energize the broader community. By bringing young voices into the conversation, this conference fosters a sense of empowerment and possibility, showing that the future of agriculture can be more inclusive and equitable. The impact of the BIPOC Farmers Conference is multifaceted, serving not only as a space for education and networking, but also as a crucial platform for advocacy, policy, change, and economic development. For underserved farmers, particularly those connected to HBCUs, these conferences are an essential resource in navigating the challenges they face while building pathways to greater opportunities in agriculture. By empowering BIPOC farmers with the tools, knowledge, and networks they need, these conferences are helping to foster a more equitable and sustainable agricultural system. Thank you for your attendance, support, and advocacy on behalf of this most valuable discussion on how to advance agriculture to meet our societal and global needs. Enjoy today and tomorrow, and welcome again.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gilly. Listen, we're going to keep the show moving. Next up, coming to the stage, is the Dean for the College of Agriculture and Social Sciences and Technology. Please show some love for Dr. Winstead, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna need more energy than that. We did a lot of work to get you all here. Can I get another round of applause? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a lot of work, about a year's worth of work to get you all here today. One, because I don't even know if most of you even knew that Delaware State University even had a farm. How many of you knew that we even had a farm? That's about 5% of you. How many of you know how many farms we have? Ooh, there's about 3, 4 or 5 hands. How many farms do we have? Somebody shout it out. Oh, wrong. I see somebody said 2. We have 2. And what do those 2 farms represent? What are on those farms? One, we're on one right now. Agriculture, and the other farm is focused on what? Animal livestock. And so thank you for that. But there's a reason why we're here today at the Smyrna Outreach Research Center Farm. But I first want to make sure that we give thanks to really the persons that actually made this happen. We talk about a lot of work to get you all here, but I want to recognize the planning committee who has been working over the last year to bring this day to fruition. So could the planning committee, the chair of the planning committee, our strategic planner, our volunteers, could you all stand so everybody can know who you are? Please stand to get your applause. And they're in the back. This is no small feat. One, because we are doing the first thing, and I want to say in a long, long time, which is bringing Delaware State University as a whole back to the farm. All right? And so that's why there is a special reason for why we are here today. I want to thank those committee members, our volunteers, our staff. I want to thank the high school districts, middle school districts, USDA, NRCS, our federal and state offices for making all of this happen today. One, because we had this crazy idea, right, Chantel, about a year ago. Let's do a Black Farmers Conference, and we're going to celebrate our underserved farmers. And we actually thought that this was going to be about a small gathering of folks sharing ideas, and then it exploded. We had over 300 attendees. Several students. Delaware State University hosted the Black Farmers Conference last year. We had another great idea, which our planning committee was very excited to hear, which is, let's scale this. Let's make it BIPOC. Let's make it Black, Indigenous, people of color. So we actually added on to the workload that goes into hosting a conference of this size. And that's the reason why I do want to thank all of our volunteers, our planning committee, and everyone, because they're the ones that actually carry this out. They take our ideas that are up in our head, our leadership, and they actually make it happen. So I do want to thank Cecile Cunningham. Dr. Cunningham, can you come up here, please? She's surprised that I called her up here because she's already looking about what she needs to do here at the conference. But Dr. Cunningham spearheaded this entire conference. She talked to all the federal agencies and state offices, our guest speakers, our lecturers, everything, even getting the students here today. So we all want to say a personal and very valuable thank you to Dr. Cunningham. You will see her throughout the day. If you have anything to add, you can go to her, not me, to go to Dr. Cunningham. We got a lot of questions. A lot of my faculty members don't even know that I did hear what you were asking, and you said, oh, why are we taking this conference all the way to the farm, and you're excusing classes for today? Why? And there is a reason why we're here today. There's a reason why excuse classes, because inside of the classroom, we do about 80% of the instruction in the classroom. But then there's a lot of learning that goes on outside of the classroom. And another reason why we're here today is because I really wanted Delaware State University to recognize legacy. I want you to recognize Delaware State University as an 1890 land-grant institution. This is very important. It's very important to the university to come back and to celebrate this today? And why is it important for us to celebrate this BIPOC Farmers Conference this year? Why do you really think that we're here at the farm this year? Challenging question. I know Dr. Alvarez knows this. We may be celebrating something outside of the state of Delaware. We are celebrating our 130th year as an 1890 land-grant institution. That is phenomenal. 130 years of servicing underserved farmers, getting you the resources that you need. And while we've been doing this for 130 years, we have so much more work to do, but there's a reason why we are here today, and it's to celebrate our land grant status. Now, who can tell me how many universities and colleges we actually have across the board, just throughout the whole United States? How many universities and colleges? College students, you don't know how many land grant, or not even land grant, all universities and colleges. It's in the thousands, it's in the thousands. I'll give you a little hint. I hear a lot of numbers. There are 7,021 universities and colleges across the United States. You're not going to say you didn't learn anything today. We're going to put some numbers in your head. 7,021 universities and colleges. How many are actually land grant? Oh, okay. We got Delaware State University has, how many are land grant? Oh, we're not there at that one yet. Yep, that's the next question. How many land grant? It's a smaller number than 7,021. Not 19. We're talking about all the land grant universities, the 1862s, the 1890s, 1994. Oh, who said that? Oh, Pierce? Okay, 112. Oh, who's cheating? Somebody put that number like, I was like, I'm impressed, Pierce. 112 land grant universities and colleges. And what makes it land grant? Did they just say, I want this piece of land right here, and you got it? Congress, yes. This is what makes land grant institutions special. They are actually codified into federal law, which means that the resources that you get, the structuring, the system is actually in federal law. Now, we talked about 7,021 universities and colleges. We talked about 112 land grant institutions. How many are 1890 historically black land grant institutions? Yeah, she can say the number now. 19. 19. So we started out with 7,021 institutions overall, 112 land grant institutions, 1890 historically black universities and colleges. This is a reason for you to puff your chest out when you say that you attend Delaware State University. You are all of one of 19 members strong, 1890 land grant institutions. So out of 112 HBCUs, only 19 of them are 1890 codified into federal law. That is important, and that's why Delaware State University is in the ranking where it is. I want you to understand that when you leave here today, I don't want you to say you had a free day off of class. I want you to understand these numbers and what they mean to be in the state of Delaware, to attend Delaware State University. And for the middle and high schoolers, I want you to also take that number and to understand what it means for you to aspire to be a Delaware State University student. This is what it's about. This is what today is about, is celebrating that legacy. We're celebrating our farmers. We're celebrating everything that makes us historically black college and university that is focused in land grant. So today, I want to thank you all for being here today. I want you to understand that the focus is on Black, Indigenous people of color and how we service those. So the voices that you hear today, all over a year's worth of work to actually bring you that educational experience today, okay? So I just want to thank you all once again and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Winstead. Listen, like I said, we're going to keep this thing moving, Next, I come to the stage, I need Miss Kayla Barani, representing the Manners Chapter President. Come on up here. That's right, up. Yeah, come on, you want to come here? Come on stage, girl. Clap it up, keep going. Wake up. No, all right.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Sorry for my voice. It is a genuine pleasure to welcome each and every one of you here today. Staff, faculty, students, and the resilient Black, Indigenous, and farmers of color. My name is Kayla Marani Alawi, a junior majoring in pre-veterinary science, minoring in chemistry and biology, coming to you all the way from Northern Virginia. I serve as the Manners President for this academic school year. If you're unsure what Manners stands for Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences. Our mission is to empower minorities in these fields and to work together towards a sustainable agriculture through professional development and educational development and success. When I participated in the past Black Farmers Conference last year, it opened my eyes to the extraordinary contribution and the resilience of farmers of color. The knowledge I gained from the conversations I had showed me that not only that agriculture is important, but it showed me the invaluable role that farmers of color play in this field. Although I come from a suburban area, my family is deeply rooted in agriculture. My grandfather and his siblings were raised in Southern Virginia in a small town that had a population probably less than 500. But they chose to be self-sustainable. They raised cattle and they had cultivated acres of land that housed tobacco and wheat. They couldn't rely on outside help and they faced many barriers, but they overcame. This legacy has taught me to honor and advocate for farmers of color, especially those like my family, who had to endure discrimination, but yet they persevered. The history of hard work and resilience has taught me a profound respect for agriculture and the legacy of farmers all around. In honoring the legacy, I see it as my duty to advocate for the BIPOC farmers today, especially those like my family, who persevered through the barriers in an industry that not always supported them. As we gather here today, we not only embody our unique stories, but a shared history and a shared future. We come together in the spirit of unity, knowing that we are stronger and more impactful together than we could ever be apart. Over the next 2 days, I encourage each and every one of you to have conversations with each other, learn from one another, and network. This conference is a powerful reminder of how essential it is to stand united in agriculture. In sharing knowledge and experiences and solutions, we continue to build a resilient and inclusive future for our agriculture. And hopefully, with that future being made, each and every one of the farmers' voice matters. With that being said, I'm sure that everyone will take a lot out of this conference, as it will be mostly inspiring, empowering, and unifying. Thank you for being here, and I hope to enjoy our time together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, coming to the stage, representing the FFA chapter president at Kyle Garris. Kyle, come on up to the stage, representing Dover High School. I told everybody, this guy is a model. This guy's a model, look at him.
All right, good morning everyone, how are you? So I'm Kyle Garris, and I'm currently representing the Delaware FFA Association as the state president. I love Dover High School, though. Love them. But I represent the whole state. And the FFA members across the state are working constantly to help grow themselves and each other through agriculture. FFA has given me a home within agriculture that I never expected. I grew up in suburban areas in Texas, Illinois, Maryland, and then also Delaware. But when I got to Delaware, something else was different. I met up with some old family friends of my father's, and I started working on a farm. This farm gave me an opportunity to learn a lot about the agricultural industry. And it was more than just cows and plows. It was the people within the industry. People like everyone that's here today. So as we go through our day and we network and we get to know each other, we'll learn that this conference is more than just the venue that we're at. It's the people that we get to meet and work with and learn from. What I like to say is that skydiving is something that I'm not very used to and don't really like, but it is crucial to have a parachute. And your mind is like a parachute, right? It doesn't work if it's not open, right? So if we keep an open mind throughout this 2-day conference, we'll be able to learn so much and gain a lot of knowledge that we might not have known before as we go through our days. So with a conference like this, I've been to many within FFA, and I walk into it, I'm nervous, I'm scared sometimes, because you don't always know, if you fit in or who you're going to be talking to. But I encourage everyone to branch out and meet new people. People from the schools, talk with the kids, because they're the next generation of agriculture in our country. The farmers get to learn more from each other. The kids learn from the farmers, see what they do in their everyday lives, so that then maybe you can learn what you want to do within your future. Because I know growing up in those suburban areas, I didn't get that impact from agriculture. I didn't understand where my food came from. I didn't understand where my clothes came from until I really started diving deep into the agricultural industry. And this conference is a great opportunity to really see where everything gets done. The boots on the ground, and the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears that is poured into the soil of our state is very important, and it's a great thing to learn from. So again, I encourage you all to keep an open mind throughout these 2 days and learn from one another and build your connections. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Now this next brother coming to the stage, representing the USDA, I just found out 2 things about him. I heard he is the most adventurous employee at the USDA here in the state, and also when he's in deep thought, he closes his eyes. So if you see him close his eyes while he's up there, just make sure you know he's in deep thought. Jamie, Arthur.
Thank you very much. Obviously, you've been talking to what I call my friends at my agency. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Jamie Arthurs. I'm the State Resource Conservationist, and I work for the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service here in Delaware. Just wanted to say it's great to be here today. It's great to see so many folks out here today, both younger folks and obviously our farmers as well that we work with. This is a real opportunity for us to get together, really, kind of puts our heads together, really think about what our future looks like. And just kind of, well, first of all, I wanted to say we do have a new state conservationist, Diane Gray. She wanted me to make sure to tell you that she said hello. And she was sorry that she was not able to be here today. Diane is originally from the Great Lakes area, so she's in the process of moving from the Great Lakes to the First State. So I said, well, you're now moving from the Great Lakes to the Great First State. So Diane, we're really excited to have her here and actually get her here full time. So, but who here is familiar with the Natural Resource Conservation Service and what we do? By a show of hands, okay. I've got a couple folks. So, our agency was born out of the Dust Bowl, which is very fitting here in the last couple months here in Delaware. We've been under a severe drought. But our agency was born out of the Dust Bowl to kind of cure those issues that were associated with continuous tilling, those droughts. And the whole idea, our original name was the Soil Conservation Service, the Soil Erosion Service. And we've been around since the 30s, believe it or not. So we've got a long history of working with landowners and farmers to address resource concerns on their operations. And more recently, we went from the Soil Conservation Service to the Natural Resources Conservation Service because we realized there was more issues, more resource concerns out there that needed to be addressed other than just soil erosion. So, and as our mission has kind of changed over time, and we've gone through time and our history's changed a little bit, we recognize that the face of American farming has changed as well. We have a lot more smaller operations, diverse operations, and we've tried to grow to address those new farmers, those new operations as they've been coming along. So I always say that at NRCS, we don't do the work that we do with landowners or farmers addressing resource concerns and helping them meet their objectives by ourselves. We work with a lot of other folks to help farmers and landowners address those resource concerns and make their dreams their reality. We partner with a lot of folks. We also have sister agencies that we work with. We have members of the Farm Service Agency here today, which is also another USDA agency. We also have partners from the conservation districts. The conservation districts and NRCS, we were talking about stuff that was codified earlier. Soil conservation districts and NRCS actually come up together through law, through history, working together to work with their landowners. The districts were designed so local farmers had the ability to make decisions on how things happened in their locations throughout the country. So that's an important tie too. So, standing here, I've worked for the agency for almost 25 years, and I've seen a lot of changes in that time. I'm proud that I work with the farming community here in Delaware, and I'm always excited about seeing new faces, not only in the farming community, but actually seeing the young people that have an interest in agriculture. Because the reality is in order to continue to keep agriculture viable and moving forward, we need young people to be involved, to get out there. And the young folks here today, stop and talk to a farmer. They will tell you it's not an easy job. I don't farm, but I work with farmers. I hear it every day. It is not an easy job, but it is very fulfilling. And I hope that you guys choose to take that route in the future and know that we at NRCS, FSA, and our partners are here to help you through that journey any way we can. So the other thing too is we also are always looking for good folks to work for our agencies. So keep that in mind. Working on the farm is great, that we need farmers, but also consider actually coming to work for our agencies in the future. We need well-educated people that can work with anybody and have a good agriculture background to kind of keep this conservation ethic and the work that farmers and landowners do in this country moving forward. So that's my challenge for you over the next day, 2 days. Take this time to really learn, listen, challenge each other, understand what it takes to be an agricultural producer and what your steps or objectives are moving forward and how we can help you to get there. So thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.